been running from it for so long. Ow! Jeez, what was that for?
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. Ah, you see? So what are you going to do?
Yeah, cause it's been a while, so if I mess up this intro,
it's all good, man. We can edit it. I'm gonna just cheese a lot. That's my thing. I'm gonna just cheese.
So my name is Jamal, and I'm here with two of my great friends, Greg and Adrian, on the sides. How you guys been? How you guys?
Maintaining, man.
I was gonna say the same thing. That's my key word, maintaining.
Maintaining.
I haven't seen you guys in I've seen you guys like a month ago, but
Yeah.
I don't see you guys.
like
It's not as consistent as it used to be.
You guys feeling good though?
I feel good, man. I feel good to be here with y'all, man. It's been, like you said on Twitter, man, it's been way too long.
Yeah, way too long.
Woke up this morning, that's all that matters.
That's true.
Right.
Greg over here looking like Waldo. Adrian over here looking like
I look like Oscar. My hair looking crazy, right?
No, I was gonna say what's his name from the Black Panther?
Oh, Killmonger.
Killmonger. Oh.
Burn it all!
Came together today to talk about something that's I guess we would say extremely unfortunate for a lot of people.
Right.
And we're just gonna give our general opinions on it. I probably not go too much into detail because a lot of like he say, she say that we've been hearing for the
we can't
past.
snitch on nobody.
Wow.
Yeah. Especially stuff that we've been hearing for the past couple months, really, because we heard about this in January, February. But the topic of the discussion is the closing of, I almost said Sarah Lawrence College, because that's where I was working. Well, tomorrow for us, by the time you guys see this, it'll be after that. But tomorrow, it's going to be the last graduating class of SVC for forever. I'm going to ask the guys a couple questions about like how they feel. And like I said, we're not going to get too much into detail because
we don't really know. We wasn't meetings and all that.
Like, what do you guys think about the school closing?
It's not surprising because apparently this is something that's becoming more prevalent with a lot of private colleges that are closing down, and especially in the New England area. But it definitely hits different because I went to the school. But it's really sad to see that a small liberal arts college that has brought a lot of people from different areas of the world. I'm not saying that we have like a whole bunch of international students, but when we went to school, we had people coming from the West Coast.
West Coast.
And that's really, really far. And we've been,
Netherlands. We had a friend, Koen,
right.
who is actually
Shout
one
out
of
to
our,
Koen.
You would think the average college student wouldn't normally go to college, graduate from college, and then see your school that you went to close. You know, so I feel like we're in a very interesting situation for the years to come.
To piggyback on what you said, you know, it is unfortunate, but like you said, I feel like it was a long time coming, based on like the things you gotta do to keep up with a college, especially being private. You know, in terms of funding or security hazards and safety and all that stuff. There's so much that goes into it, and then being private, I don't think they really have that support, so to speak. They have to really reach out and ask for support rather than like them public colleges, they just have to stay in the cities, whatever. They automatically have that support, whereas I feel like it's hard as like, being out in the world on your own. And I think it's unfortunate, like you said, for the individuals who have to go find new careers and find new schools and, whatever, ways that inconvenience them, that's unfortunate. But I think you can look at it as a bittersweet moment. I think, when one chapter closes, another one starts. So like, you can look at it as, you can try to find the silver lining in it. Maybe this was planned, maybe this was, predetermined, like, maybe we wasn't gonna be here forever. So maybe this a good chance for people to go venture out and do some things that out of the ordinary. Maybe go apply for that job that you didn't think you could get, but now go apply to this school or have a fresh start at a new school. Be like, now I'm gonna crack down on my academics and get myself together. Everybody could try to find the good in this situation.
I really wanted to make a video talking about this, like how I used to always make like those me just sitting in front of the camera videos, just talking about and just venting about the whole idea of the school closing, especially being like when we were there, being part of student government for 3 years in a row, going from like just a regular general member to being the vice president, the president of the student government, and like,
Fire.
and being in all those meetings and listening to like some of the progression that the school that they thought they were going to have. Right. So for me, when I heard that news, it kind of took me back because I had so much faith in the school making the progress. Because when we first got there, I didn't think the school was going to go anywhere when we first got there. And when we got closer to graduating, I was like, okay, the things that they're saying that they could possibly do would make the school so much better, and it would be around for a whole lot longer and make the funds that they were saying that they didn't have. So hearing the news kind of like took me back a little bit. It was kind of an out of the nowhere thing, which I think is the biggest thing for everybody, and not having time to prepare. I mean, not that we need time to prepare because we're not there anymore, but for the people that have to go out and find a new school, which I know a lot of people have to do that because this isn't the last graduating class. I mean, it's last graduating class, but they aren't the only people there. Right. There were freshmen, sophomore, and juniors there that now have to go somewhere else, or people that needed an extra class or two to graduate. So that's sad. And then a lot of people that now have to find jobs, and a lot of people don't know. Right. It's just a scary thing to think about.
Apart from finding a new job, you may have to relocate.
Yeah.
And gotta pack all your stuff up and find another place to live,
which is another task in itself.
Right. And it's it's unsettling for the town itself. Like. Because I know, the town relies on a lot of the commerce that comes in based on the school. There's students who live off campus, so there's landlords and property managers who have kids paying rent here. There's the restaurants that have the students coming in, and there's different things. Like money is going to dwindle down in the community, and then to have the presence of a younger generation in the community is going to disperse because everybody's going to go their separate ways, and they're going to try to find a new way to build on that, because now it's just one college in the area now, like in this certain vicinity, and they're not really in the main part of town that often. They're more so in North Bennington rather than Bennington. It's like SVC held down that turf, so to speak, and it's unsettling. You get mixed feelings about people, but like it's a bittersweet moment. Just try to look for the good part in it.
Being that the school is closing, like what were some of your like worst, like, not to be so personal, you don't have to get extremely personal, but what were some of like the memories that you have were like
that was bad?
Yeah, bad memories. That might be, it might be funny now, but
RoboCop, man. If I have 5 minutes, man, with that man, I'm the only one walking out.
My sophomore year, when I was doing programming and I was working under Caroline, when she was doing the Mountaineer Events Board.
Caroline, that's crazy.
Right. Like Jamal, like you, like I had memories of like coming to the school and noticing, okay, this is not happening, that's not happening, that's not happening. And I felt blessed to have started doing spoken word poetry, to join the Mountaineer Events Board, to like really get integrated into programming. And that's when I really figured out, okay, this is something that I would definitely do.
You're trying to
something
talk about
me.
You know
what I mean?
I was just a student.
So anyway, we had one event where, we were giving out the Everett Bucks when we had that system intact. And I said, to be fair, it was one of the last events for the semester. And, we had the Moonlight Breakfast thing coming up. So I knew kids wasn't coming to events for like the whole semester. So I said, you know what, let me bless a few people. And we did the spoken word thing. And everyone's shy to come up. That's natural, right? So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give $50 to every single person that wants to come up and perform, right? So we can stack your money up, get your little prize at the end.
Yeah, not actual money.
Yeah, not actual, not actually $50. Imagine. And the liaison that I was working with, she was supposed to be my partner at the time, because there was 2 programming assistants and I was just one. I just came aboard. She didn't even say anything to me about it. She texted Caroline on a low. And Caroline lived on campus at the time in Hunter, and we were all the way in the cafeteria. And for those who know what kind of a stretch you gotta travel across from Hunter to the cafeteria, she walked her way over. She called me at first and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, "You can't just give away $50 like that." And I'm like, "Well, like you let me run the activity, so I figured, I could finagle it however I want to." Nope, wrong answer, Adrian. So I kind of hang up the phone on her. I know. Because because I was vexed. I'm not gonna lie, like I was vexed. So I hung up the phone up, banged it on her real quick, not thinking nothing of it, and then she pops in at the front door and she goes, and I'm like, so I get up. And she just laces into me. I could. She was furious. Like she had.
People think this is tough.
Right.
What's tough about this?
You know what I'm saying? Her face was a little bit red. I could see a little tears because she probably never had that happen in her life, right? So she's like, "How dare you hang up on me? That is so unprofessional." And yada yada yada. And I'm sitting there just staring at her like, "Okay."
For me, I think one of like the memories that I had. I guess it wasn't, I'm trying to think of, I was actually trying to think of like a memory for myself that wasn't like the greatest experience, and I'll probably think of it, but just general school thing that used to get me tight was a lot of the people that were like good people that we could talk to and stuff like that. They would end up either leaving because they wanted to leave and it wasn't a fit for them, or a lot of people got fired because they weren't doing their job right because something happened. That they didn't do their job right. Yeah, there's so many people. We talked about this all the time, how we like won't really miss a school and stuff like that. But obviously we are really gonna miss certain things about the school because we spent so much time here.
You never know what you had till it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. So like, what were some of the things that you are gonna actually miss about the school being open?
What I'm gonna miss about the school being open was that it was a small community. You know, it was so cool to walk out of your dorm and hear people holler at you or give dap to like almost 10 people walking past your way just because of rip, the school was not that big. Everybody knew everybody. So I feel as though that small knit community feeling is something I'm definitely gonna miss not being a part of. Even after I graduated, it was something like, damn, like, you know, I can't really get in the mix anymore because, you know, my time is done. So that was something I really, really appreciated. You know, being able to not be a number as what other people would have to do on a regular college campus, or having to do too much to like be someone that people knew and wanted to hang out with or be cool with.
Like the way you could just reach out and just get there. Like, you know how like even before and after we graduated, like while we was there, I could always go, you know, go check Ivan and Walter when Walter was there before Ivan. I could always go talk to Stacy, you know, Jeb, you know, Tom Redden, all of them. They was just always there. They was always accessible to me to go speak to them. Whenever I needed help, someone was always there to help me. Like I always liked having that there, you know, especially with the transitioning from like a city lifestyle to this type of environment, you know, having that support system there from people that's not your family, because your families, they may be a phone call away, but you know, they may not always be there to like, when you need someone physically there to talk to you. I liked always having those people there. You know, Betsy was another one who was always there to talk to me when I needed her. And Tammy. You know, Tammy, definitely Tammy. You know, it was just so many people that was always there that, you know, you could talk to. Like Coach Dan was always there, AJ, Coach B. They always show love, like, you know, and I appreciate that because, you know, coming from where we come from, we really don't see a lot of people that don't look like us, really. So to have that love from other people, you know, 18, 19 years old, coming from where we come from, that gave me a little bit of faith in humanity, you know, to know that, like, like, this is what we should do, you know what I'm saying? Like, just show love. But my greatest memory, I ain't gonna lie, is just meeting y'all. And, you know, I already knew Miguel and Freddie and Christelle prior to coming, but, you know, just meeting y'all and just graduation, like, that's just friends. Like, you know, I always say, like, you know, yeah, I could have went to a different school and all that, but, like, the only thing I don't regret is meeting y'all, because I met people that's going to be there with me, you know, for a long time coming.
We've all probably had that moment when we were there and we were like, yo, we're going to leave. And we didn't leave because of each other, which was one of, like, which is my probably favorite thing about the school, kind of like almost piggybacking off of what both of you guys said in your own way. You were talking about, like, more students. You were talking about, like, more, like, having, like, faculty and staff and stuff like that, is that it was that small, like, more than, like, I say it was more of, like, almost like a family, almost. And I think that's why it's so emotional that the school is closing. Not to make it sad again, because I didn't want to do that, but it was almost like having a family and seeing all your family members all in one place, and now they're going all their different ways. But being a small family was, like, my favorite thing about the school. My favorite memory, all of senior year, because that was crazy. There was just so much going on. We started this our senior year, so that was like one of the biggest things. When Dan came, and
Yeah, he turned
the basketball
everything around.
team around, and I guess the whole vibe of athletics in general, because I was playing baseball and being part of that environment, just seeing how going to that next level and everybody coming together, and then ultimately when they finally won the championship for the first time in ever, right? That was the first time
that was in junior year, right?
Yeah, that was the first championship the school ever had for at least for basketball.
Probably,
right?
I don't know. Probably.
And it was just like such an exciting moment that everybody came together for. And I think that was like go back to that whole idea of like being a family, and everybody enjoyed it. I think that was like another one of like my favorite moments of being on campus. Something that I'll always remember, that taking go, because it's like a small what Walter always used to say, it's
a fishbowl.
It's a fishbowl.
He's right.
And it was a small environment, but something that you could take, using his fishbowl analogy, you could take it out to the ocean if you wanted to become like bigger. Is that you can almost make anything happen. You know, that was something that I definitely learned here. There was a lot of things that I did when I was there, and I know you guys have shared like that you guys did over the past couple of years when we were there, and just that was a great thing to be able to say, hey, we can do pretty much anything that we want to set our mind to. Which, while I was thinking about that, last thing was like, I remember what my actual favorite moment of being on campus was. How we used to have the midnight breakfast, or the moonlight breakfast, or whatever it was called. My favorite moment was Adrian had put out that song
Midnight
Flow, and I was like, it was a great song. So I was like, we was playing music. He let me and Gav do the music that year. So I went up to Goodwin and I was like, hey, do you mind if we play Adrian's song? Like, he's a student, so like why not? They debuted in front of all the whole student body and playing the song, and like it was a good
perfect
timing. Yeah, it was a perfect
Perfect
timing to be able to do
yeah.
something like that and to show that. And the feedback was
pretty good.
So,
I heard nothing but positive feedback.
Right.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anything else, like last thoughts that you guys want to put out there about it?
Good luck to everybody and
Right.
whatever the future holds for you. You know, just wish you the best. Good luck job searching, school searching, and you know, just life in general. You know, shout out to everybody.
Yeah, like you said before, like being a family.
Word.
We are like praying for you guys and moving forward, and hopefully everything. Everything should work out. Everything shouldn't think negative. Everything's gonna work out.
The marathon continues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things happen for a reason. You know, across my experience, like you guys know personally, like I've gone through a lot, coming here and doing what I did, but there's so much everlasting things that you can carry with you, that you can show appreciation for, and like, you know, humble yourself and look more positively to the future. You know what I mean? Because again, like once you put your mind to it, there's nothing that you can't accomplish if you work hard and you work with good intentions. You know, so shout out to you guys moving on and getting to meet new people and experiencing new things, because you still have a lot of great memories that you can take with you to help build you to the next level.
Looking at I don't know how I did that, but I told you guys it's been a while. Yeah, thank you guys for watching another episode of Just Talks. Two guys here with me. Like I said, praying for everybody and everything will work out. Yeah, peace until next time.
Well, love.
I learned something from these two men. I learned to give love and get love unconditionally. You just have to accept people for what they are. And I learned the greatest gift of all. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And the choices that you make will shape your life forever.